Before we begin this week's Adventurous Joe show, we'd like to take a moment of silence for actor and director Leonard Nimoy, best known to everyone in the universe as Spock from the Star Trek series. He was 83 years old. He passed away last week, and we're all going to deeply miss him. I want to send a big thanks right now to Peyton Small, Dave Turner, and Hollybrook Cosplay as well for the use of their photos that they used to do the whole live long and prosper thing as part of their saying goodbye to a great man. We have a special tribute for you now, and after that we'll begin the show.
Of my friend, I can only say this. Of all the souls I have encountered in my travels, his was the most human.
host of the Adventurous Joe Show, the Adventurous Joe himself, Joseph Michaels. Everyone, and welcome to this week's Adventurous Joe Show. I am your host, as always, the Adventurous Joe. And this week we've got our He-Man and the Masters of the Universe comic book review from the DC Comics series. And we've also got our video game review of Resident Evil Remastered for all platforms. And it's been remastered. This is actually like the Resident Evil game that was originally released on Nintendo GameCube, and now it's been remastered to all the systems. So I'm going to tell you more about that when it's time. Also, our movie review of the Power Rangers. Okay, I can't say Mighty Morphin. I can't even say how to say Power Rangers, because this movie was not intended for young adults or young audiences. This was meant for adults only, and I will tell you why about that one when it's time. Also, we're starting a new segment this week called Director of the Week, and our first Director of the Week is none other than horror legend himself, John Carpenter. Alright, I like where this is going already. And also we have our anime review of Princess Lover. Yeah, it's an interesting little series. You'll know more about that one when it's time. And last but not least, our Cosplayer of the Week segment. And this lovely young lady has served our country proudly. Long before she was ever cosplaying, she served in the United States Navy, people. And we'll tell you more about her towards the end of the show. Alright, now, I have the power. Week begins with our comic book review of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Coming up next. Okay, people, welcome to this week's comic book review, and here it is. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Redone, retold by DC Comics. Holy crap, people. I could not believe when I started reading this. This story took an amazing turn. I mean, seriously. It took and went from how He-Man... Look at all this stuff. Look at that. Beast-Man. Long before he was Beast-Man. All this stuff. Look at that. Skeletor. He-Man. Teela was a blonde. Seriously, Teela was a blonde. I mean, there is so much going on in this little adventure. There's Trapjaw. Now, I'll tell you right now, this story took amazing twists and turns, starting off what will be the ongoing series afterwards and stuff. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe lost all their memories. Seriously. Orko betrayed He-Man and the Eternians. I don't know what the hell happened exactly. It doesn't even tell you in here. Orko somehow made a mistake, screwed up everything, and boom! Granted Skeletor's greatest wish. He had the Queen of Eternia exiled from Eternia itself. Prince Adam, the King Randor, all of them, Man-at-Arms, they all lost their memories of who they used to be. And Skeletor and his crew were ruling all of Eternia. I mean, what the hell? And it turns out, Keldor, aka Skeletor, is Prince Adam, aka He-Man's uncle. What the hell? That's right, people. King Randor's brother, Keldor, is none other than Skeletor. Now, this book had an amazing twist and turn to it, and I just could not put it down. And I'll tell you right now, for the price of $14.99, you're getting a great deal out of this and stuff. Because to get the original comics right now would cost you an arm and a leg. Seriously. $6 for one issue, $27 for the very first issue. I'm like, holy crap, you might as well just have bought this. Because you're getting the first 6 original issues in here. Okay? And I'll tell you right now, it is well worth it. Now, if you go on Amazon.com, you can get it for about $10 or $12. And it's still worth it. I mean, seriously. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe had some great action, great storytelling, but one problem. And this is why I'm only going to give it an 8 out of 10. One problem. It never explained how Orko betrayed everyone. It never showed how Orko betrayed everyone. If you're going to start off a series like this, okay, first off, this was a 6-issue miniseries. Then DC decided to go full-blown and just make it an ongoing series. Okay, here's the problem. Orko's betrayal was never portrayed in this story at all. They should have told you how it happened, shown how the Masters lose all their memories and shit, and then go into the whole storyline itself. None of it ever happened. Sorry. But my final verdict on He-Man and the Masters of the Universe is going to be an 8 out of 10. Badass seal of approval. And high recommendation you check it out for yourselves. And do not, for the love of God, unless you got a lot of money to spend, go after the original comics themselves. Unless you're, you know, on some kind of back issue hunt. Go to your local comic book store and see if they got them in back issues for pretty cheap or whatever. Because they will cost you an arm and a leg, and you might as well just buy this book. Seriously. Either way, that's it for this week's comic book review. Now, we're going to move on to our video game review of Resident Evil Remastered. Coming up next. Alright people, it's time now for our video game review of Resident Evil Remastered. Now, this Resident Evil game originally came out on the Nintendo GameCube. Okay, this is actually the original Resident Evil remastered from the Nintendo GameCube version. However, there's been some new stuff added into it as well. Some stuff that you didn't play in the originals, either for the PlayStation or the Nintendo GameCube. Either way, this game was amazingly redone. And if they redo Resident Evil 2 and 3 this way, God help you, I will be all over it. But one problem with this, it's a digital download only. Okay? It is not available as a platformer. Okay? If you know, on a regular game disc, it is digital download only. Okay? So, and that's why it's spread out through every platform there is. From Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4, PS3, and the PC. It is practically spread the hell out there. Now, before we show you some of that amazing game footage, we're going to tell you a little more about it. Why Resident Evil got remastered. One, it's been in the works for a very, very long time. Seriously, the guys behind it wanted to get this done for the higher grade platforms and stuff. Wanted to do something incredible, like it was done on the Nintendo GameCube. The graphics, amazingly well done. The gameplay, amazingly well done. There's some things I would not have changed, but at the same time, what can you do? Okay, now let's check out some of that amazing gameplay footage and tell you more about the game. Okay, people, this is Resident Evil Remastered. I'll tell you right now, this game was amazingly well done. Seriously, for a remastered version of a Nintendo GameCube game, this game rocked. I mean, so good. I mean, there were some things I could have lived without, but at this, like the zombie, oh my god, the one zombie. This guy, pure red zombie, you can't kill him like a normal zombie, okay? You have to shoot the frickin' holy hell out of him. And he can run. It's like a frickin' walker or one of them on the, from Walking Dead or whatever. He can run after your ass. Seriously. That just blew me away, okay? I was like, okay, I hate this guy already. Where's my infinite ammo? Now, there's some features that should have been never changed and stuff like that. Like, for one, the whole camera angle thing, okay, I really, really hate this camera angle shit. Like the original, you could not see backward or forward what's ahead of you. Everything is all like a side, turn to the side, here's that zombie. Turn to the side, oh, look out, dead end. All sorts of bullshit out of that part. I really would have changed that, okay? That's something I would have really changed. The weapon schematic system and stuff, that I would never have changed. Okay, it was actually pretty good on how it did before, okay? But there's some things, like the storytelling. It's different. I'll give you that much. It is totally different. There's some new elements that have been added to the game, such as, oh God, there's this one creature you're going to encounter in it. And I never encountered it either in the original for PlayStation or the Nintendo GameCube version. Okay? This is something new they added in there. Okay, I can't remember what the creature's name was or what it was called or whatever, where it was at exactly, but when you encounter it, you'll know. It's not been there before. Now, like the giant snake and all that kind of crap, yeah, it's been done before. They even brought it back in Resident Evil 6, for God's sake. That one's a disaster in itself. Okay. All I got to say right now is this has been well done. If they decide to go back and do Resident Evil 2 and 3 this way, bravo. But my suggestion would be take and put it on a disc. Sell it, market it that way. Don't just make it a digital download only because it costs more for a digital download sometimes. I mean, seriously. Now, Resident Evil Remastered, only $20. I'm okay with that. But for $20, they could have also marketed it as a game disc as well. Okay? Digital downloading is going to be the way of the future. I can see that already. But come on. For that price, you could have at least marketed it as a game disc as well. Just saying. Okay, now let's move on to our final verdict. Alright, final verdict for Resident Evil Remastered. I'm going with a 10 out of 10. Bravo, people. Bravo. You did a fantastic job. Badass seal of approval. Seriously. For a remastered classic, this was perfect. Loved it. No bad glitches like in the original and stuff. Like sometimes you would, walk into a wall and then your character wouldn't, keep walking and not go the other way like you want them to and shit. This had better turning systems. A little better on the camera angle, so you still got the whole side-to-side thing. I can't take that crap. But at the same time, very well done. And a high recommendation you check it out for yourselves. If you played it yourself already, let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Final verdict, once again, is a 10 out of 10. Badass seal of approval and high recommendations. You check it out for yourselves. Okay, now, we're going to move on to our movie review of Power Rangers. Coming up next. Okay, people, it's time now for this week's movie review, and I will tell you right now, oh god, I'm a little itchy there. Trying to do this is making me itch. Okay, this is Power Rangers. Okay? Not Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, though it's displayed as such, but Power Rangers. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this one that you never saw coming before. One, this is not your kids' Power Rangers. This is not the kid-friendly Power Rangers. This is Power Rangers. Totally for adults. Not meant for the kids whatsoever. And I wouldn't even recommend you let your kids see it. Seriously. Oh my God, was this horrible. I meant not horrible in the sense that, you know, not too bad of a film, but horrible in the sense that I would not let your children watch this. Seriously. For one, lots of swearing. I meant a lot of profanity like none other. Drug usage. That's in it too. Bulk and Skull even die of a drug overdose, for God's sake. After they betrayed Jason and Kimberly. What the hell? And then on top of all that, sex. There was sex in Power Rangers. A sex scene in Power Rangers? What the hell? Basically, it was mostly focused on Zack and what he was doing with his life after he was no longer a Power Ranger. Okay? He was still going around being a Power Ranger, but as a hired assassin of sorts. Okay? He still donned his Black Ranger costume and all this other mumbo jumbo. Okay? But come on, people. Unbelievable nonetheless. And Billy, they even put Billy as the whole gay factor in there. They put the real gay character, David Yost, excuse me, and his character Billy, and marketed it as him coming out as gay and stuff, running for some senator job or something like that, and he gets killed off. What the hell is wrong with this? He killed himself. Seriously, he kills himself. I'm like, oh my God. This movie just had me sitting there going, what the hell? And I'll tell you right now, JDF, Jason David Frank to all those that know him and stuff, who was Tommy, oh my God, he's seen it and he disapproves of it big time. He says, I would not want this ever marketed as Power Rangers. Let alone, okay, everything that's been going on in this film is just off the wall. And I'll tell you right now, for a fan-made movie that's only about close to 15 minutes long, holy crap, got some big names in it. Seriously. He got James Vanderbeek. He got Katie Sackhoff. I mean, what the hell? I mean, this guy got some big names in there to do this film. And I was just like, holy crap. But it's only a 15-minute fan-made film. I mean, if you're going to do something like this, come on. And then on top of that, James Vanderbeek was playing Rocky. Seriously, Rocky. He was playing Rocky. And he joined the Machine Empire. Now, seriously, the movie itself, not too bad for a dark and gritty version of Power Rangers. But I would never, ever want my kid to see this. Seriously. Holy crap was I blown off like this. Seriously. My final verdict on it, I'm going with it at least 7 out of 10. Okay, it wasn't too bad for a 15-minute short fan-made film, but it's adults only, people. Seriously. Adults only. I mean, Power Rangers using machine guns, for God's sake. Seriously. Wow. I don't know how many more times I can say seriously in one sentence. Either way, my final verdict is going to be a 7 out of 10. It's badass. It's pretty badass, okay? Not too bad, but it's pretty badass. We'll give it that kind of a seal of approval and a recommendation to check it out, okay? Not a high recommendation, because I really didn't like this film. I mean, it was just too adult. I mean, seriously, to say it's Power Rangers is an insult. But, nonetheless. Okay, now, we're going to move on to our new segment, Director of the Week, with John Carpenter. Coming up next. Alright people, welcome to our new exciting segment called Director of the Week, where we'll be telling you about some of the most famous directors in both film and television. This week, we start off with none other than the master of horror himself, John Carpenter. Not John Carpenter, it's John Carpenter, but you get the idea. Either way, I am so glad for this. I love his movies. Everything from Halloween to The Thing. I can name them off the top of my head, so many of them. I mean, there's even Vampires. Vampires was a damn good film. I mean, seriously. John Carpenter has done a great deal of movies over the years and stuff. And now, even though he's retired now and stuff, he still attends certain comic conventions and stuff like that. You know, if he's an invited guest and everything. And I'll tell you right now, some of his movies are very good. I mean, you could look him up on Amazon.com and find some of his greatest works. I mean, seriously. From Halloween to The Thing and Vampires. So many great movies. I can't name them all. Seriously, I cannot name them all. John Carpenter is an incredibly great director, and I will tell you right now, I love how he did everything, even though Halloween was made back in the 70s, for God's sake. Seriously, Halloween was made back in the 70s, and he did some very great film work with this. Even with the whole explosion shit that took place in Halloween 2. Wow! And what he did with The Thing, seriously, that's another movie that was made back in the 70s. I mean, God help me, that movie was just, wow, for the special effects back then and stuff, pretty damn good. I mean, seriously, pretty damn good. Either way, we're telling you right now, check this guy's work out. I mean, if you have not seen any of his movies, check them out. They are incredible. I mean, he's got some incredibly great works out there between Halloween, Halloween 2, you know, and so on and so forth. The Thing, I mean, I got so many I can't name them off the top of my head. And Escape from L.A., Escape from New York, and Escape from L.A. Holy crap, great films. Kurt Russell was in those as well. And playing Snake Plissken. Ah, man, Snake Plissken was always great. I mean, seriously good. Nonetheless, you haven't checked out any of his work, we're telling you right now, check out this director's work. I mean, like I said, incredibly great guy to know. And we're proud to start our Director of the Week segment with him, the Master of Horror. I like that. They always marketed him as the Master of Horror. He actually was pretty good at what he did with the horror genre. I mean, John Carpenter did some amazing work on everything he does. And he started getting into other movies that didn't have to do with horror, but like mystery and suspense kind of stuff. But it just wasn't the same. Okay? And I'll tell you right now, John Carpenter, congrats on being named Director of the Week. We love your work, and we hope to see more of it maybe someday if you ever decide to, you know, do other films and stuff like that. Incredibly great job, man. Incredibly great job. Alright, now, we're going to move on to our anime review of Princess Lover. Coming up next. Alright people, for this week's anime review, and it's of Princess Lover. Now, I'll tell you right now, this anime has never been English dubbed. Seriously, no English dubbed version. It's been English subs only, because it's only in Japanese. Okay? But, I will tell you right now, it was an incredibly great series to watch. It's only about 12 episodes long, 12 or 13 episodes long, but it's still an incredibly great series. I mean, for only that many episodes, it had a lot of storytelling to do. And, I'll tell you right now, Princess Lover is basically this. This boy comes across this girl one day and stuff, and, she gets hurt. She got hurt or something like that in a car accident or whatever. He helps her out and finds out she's a princess. You know, she's an actual princess. And he fell head over heels for her and stuff. But see, he's already betrothed to another princess. What? Wait a minute, are we sure we're not living in the Dark Ages here? But, I'm sorry, that's not the case. There are actual princesses. I mean, come on, we had Princess Di, for God's sake. But, we also, this series also takes place in a very interesting sense. Because the princess he's betrothed to, okay, she doesn't want to marry him. She really don't want to marry him. Despite the fact that she has feelings for him and stuff, she really don't want to marry him. She don't want to be forced into marriage because she's more of a warrior type, okay? She likes to go into battles and stuff. She does the whole jousting and shit like that. And then there is the princess he met. And she is off the wall crazy. I said seriously off the wall crazy. She acts stupid at times, but at the same time she is tough in her own right, beautiful, smart, intelligent, and so on and so forth, okay? And the one scene when she gets mad at him and stuff, and because he won't get back up off the ground or whatever, she starts bouncing up and down on him like, you know, it's very funny if you see it and everything. But if you have not seen Princess Lover, I suggest you try and find the episodes and look them up. I think you can find them on YouTube or any of them places that have anime. But I'll tell you right now, Princess Lover is an incredibly great series, even though it's short. And they actually did an adults-only version that showed what would have happened if he hadn't chose the one princess that he fell in love with to the princess he was already betrothed to, and showed what would happen if they actually got together and so on and so forth. It was that kind of adult anime, seriously. Either way, my final verdict on Princess Lover, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I loved it. I mean, for a goofy kind of romantic anime that, you know, got some great action to it and everything else, this was off the wall, funny as hell, good to watch. I highly recommend you check it out for yourselves, and I'm giving it a badass seal of approval just for how good it was. Seriously, Princess Lover, you got it. 10 out of 10. High recommendation you check it out for yourselves, and a badass seal of approval. Okay. Now, that does it for our anime review for this week. Time to move on for the final part of the show, the Cosplayer of the Week segment. Coming up next. Alright people, welcome to this week's Cosplayer of the Week segment. Now, as I told you at the beginning of the show, this cosplayer was not a cosplayer or a model long time ago. No sirree. She served the United States very proudly in the U.S. Navy, baby. And we at the Adventurous Joe Show salute you, Miss Karen Sakai Cosplay. Seriously, welcome to the new welcome this new member to the up-and-coming cosplayer force. Seriously, once we get the Facebook page established, all our cosplayers of the week are going to be on this page. She is also our next inductee to the T.A.J.S. Cosplayers Hall of Fame class of 2015. And I will tell you right now, no more bullshit, okay? Seriously, people. She has had it up to here with people asking her, did you really serve in the Navy? Did you really serve? I'll tell you right now, my cousin serves in the Navy, and I had him double check things for me and stuff like that, and he says that yes, she served in the Navy. And I'll tell you right now, lots of people know who she is, but from not just the Navy, people that know her from the Navy and stuff like that, but cosplayers and models as well. She does either a lot of both, basically. And I'll tell you right now, once again, we salute you, Karen Sakai, and thank you for all your hard work and serving us proudly in the United States Navy. Now, check out some of her amazing works, and we'll see you all for the ending part of the show. Enjoy. People, your cosplayer of the week for this week, the lovely and multi-talented Karen Sakai Cosplay, who, once again, we at the Adventurous Joe Show salute you, madam. Thank you for serving our country proudly. And I will tell you right now, no vulgar comments, people. None. I don't care what you got to say towards her or anything like that. None. If I see one vulgar comment down there about how you'd fap to her or any other crap, I will delete your comment and you will be banned from this channel so fast your head will spin 3 times. Seriously, I can make that happen. Either way, that's it for our show for this week. I have been your host as always, the Adventurous Joe, Joseph Michaels. Yeah, that's me. Peace out! May the force be with you. And may the power protect you all. We'll see you next week, folks. You have a safe and happy weekend. And for all of you that are trapped out there in the snow, drive safely, people. Seriously. It's horrifying out there lately. It's like day after tomorrow minus the whole everybody freezing to death and dying kind of thing, and then having to transfer your asses down to Mexico. Know what I mean? Either way, also, once again, thank you to Peyton Small, Dave Turner, and Holly Brooks, Cosplay, for their use of their Live Long and Prosper pictures in our tribute to Leonard Nimoy. Live long and prosper, people, and to Leonard Nimoy's family and friends out there, we all wish you our condolences and sorry for your loss. He was a great man, and it's an incredibly great loss, not just to you and yours, but to all of us as well, who loved and appreciated him. So, there you have it. Okay, people, we out.
I was designed to save the world. People will look to the sky and see hope. I'll take that from them first. There's only one path to peace. Their extinction.
I tried to create a suit of armor around the world. But I created something terrible. Artificial intelligence. It's called the Ultron program.
I'm sick of watching people pay for our mistakes.
Isn't why we fight so we can end the fight and go home?
Well, you amazingly failed.
Here we all are, with nothing but our wit and our will to save the world. So stand and fight.
No way we all get through this.
I got no plans tomorrow night.
I'm always picking up after you boys.
We can tear them apart. From the inside. That's the best you can do!
You had to ask.